Cape Cod Broadcasting weaves the listening environments of 99.9 WQRC, Ocean 104.7, WFCC Classical 107.5, Cape Country 104, and CapeCon.com's website experience to reflect the lifestyles of the people who live, work, and play on Cape Cod. We hope that you enjoy this podcast.
And welcome into the Sunday Journal. I'm your host, Matt Pitta. Thanks for being with us today. On this edition of our program, we get together each week to talk about issues facing Cape Cod, the islands, and all of southeastern Massachusetts. Welcome into the program. You know, we live in a digital world. Information is speeding across multiple platforms all the time, and information that a lot of people are always looking for is health news. I do it myself. You know, if maybe you hurt your arm or you're wondering why you have that red spot on your hand, you go online looking for health information. We crave as much health information as we can now, and just literally days from now, there is going to be a new resource for all of us here on the Cape and the islands and across southeastern Mass to get up-to-date, current local health care information. And there's a major announcement in connection with that, and we're very excited that it's actually being made right here today on the Sunday Journal. We have officials from Cape Cod Healthcare in studio with us. First of all, the president and CEO of Cape Cod Healthcare, Michael Lauf. Mike, it's always good to see you. Thanks for being here today.
Good morning. Thank you.
And Robin Lord is the communications director at Cape Cod Healthcare. You've heard both of these folks on the radio many times over the years for different stories with Cape Cod Healthcare. Robin is the communications director as well with the healthcare institution. Hey, Robin, it's good to see you here in studio.
Hi, Matt. Great to be here.
So I just kind of did a very brief setup on this, and Michael, I'll have you kind of launch this, if you will, for us. But as I said, and I'm sure that you folks have realized this as you have researched this project, which you're about to announce here, that people crave health-related information. And as we, of course, have evolved over the years as an internet-driven society, people are going online every day around the clock for more health information. So at some point, Cape Cod Healthcare said, we need to be involved in this to a certain degree for our staff, but even beyond that, for the community at large here. Big announcement here for Cape Cod Healthcare.
Absolutely. Thank you again, Matt. You know, we're excited to announce the launch of OneCape Health News. And essentially what we're trying to do is to be the resource, the health-related resource for all Cape Codders, not only our staff and our physicians, but everyone that is on the Cape, that is a patient of a Cape-affiliated physician or office. What we want to do is make sure that we're launching real news that's important to people, that's timely, that's up-to-date, that's based on fact, and give that information to the community. It's really our opportunity to be the go-to resource for health-related information. And that ties so nicely into our mission of being there for everyone on the Cape, not just in hospitals. Healthcare is changing dramatically. And as you said, people are accessing information all day long from a variety of different sources. And this incredible launch really is a years-long worth of work. In which we're going to push out information to the community and also allow them to access our information by our leading physicians and leading healthcare-related experts. So we're really excited to announce this with you.
So what is it basically? This is a website, OneCape Health, that is going to be a service of Cape Cod Healthcare that provides, daily information, health updates, et cetera. Robin's going to be the managing editor, I understand, of OneCape Health.
That's right.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Yes, we're very, very excited about this. OneCape Health News is a separate website. It is we plan for it and to be the trusted source of credible and local health-related news. We're working with a great group of writers. They're seasoned veteran writers, journalists who have been working in healthcare writing, have a lot of great experience. We have a dozen freelance writers that we're working with, and we've created some wonderful, wonderful stories. The site will be live 24/7. And once a week, we will be pushing out a newsletter through email subscription, which will have about 6 or 7 of our top stories of the week. The social media is a big part of this. We will be tweeting. We will be placing stories on Facebook. We have a lot of interaction that we're anticipating this will create with the Cape Cod community.
So let me understand this. This is not just a situation where you're throwing up some little pieces of medical journals or reports.
No,
you're actually doing some, I call it real hardcore journalism. You're doing healthcare journalism. You've actually hired journalists.
Yes, we're working with journalists who are. We have a daily news meeting where we meet with some of our journalists who are working on stories, and we're actually taking health news in the news. For instance, today at our meeting, we talked about various studies that have come out. And then we try to localize those. Today it was about the FDA is set to approve the female Viagra. Mm-hmm. So we will connect with one of our experts in gynecology and talk about have the writer talk to him or her and do a story. So it's very topical, very local. And so people who are hearing these national news stories can get local opinions and insight.
Over the years as a reporter, and either of you jump in here, I've used a lot of source material, and you hear it on TV and on the radio that, the Mayo Clinic study, Harvard University study, Cleveland Clinic study. And so basically it sounds like you're kind of going down that road. You are going to be creating a news portal that will have information that, while might be national in scope, is going to have some type of local connection. Like, sounds like that's kind of where you're going with this.
It's absolutely where we're going. This isn't a traditional marketing or advertising approach. This is really taking our subject matter experts, our physicians, our clinicians, those that are experts in the field, and using and working with journalists to be able to push out stories that aren't specifically branded Cape Cod Healthcare, but more importantly, they're relevant stories that the community needs to understand better. And what I find so exciting about it is often you'll read something in a national publication and you don't know where to turn to on a local platform. In this way, we're pushing out this information that is relevant, that is timely, that is in the news. We're applying the local feel to it, the local knowledge and understanding, and then allowing patients or people that are interested to have real-time access to these physicians and caregivers. That's the differentiator. We want to really connect people. We want to connect partnerships in the community. We want to be relevant in healthcare, and this is just another platform to do so. We know that our brand is very strong and top 15 nationally, so why not have a role in how people receive this information and how they react to it?
Did you look around the country at what some of these other institutions are doing? Like I said, Mayo Clinic, Cleveland Clinic, some of the teaching places in Boston, etc. Did you take a look at what they're doing to see what they're doing right? Maybe you can do differently, Robin?
Yes, we absolutely did. In fact, we've been working with a consultant who has done this for other healthcare organizations. We believe we are the first in New England, the first healthcare organization in New England that will have this type of a news service. And Matt, you touched on something earlier about Internet use, and there were a couple things that drove this, and one of them was we recognized that people are going online for their health information. There were, I think it's the number 3 reason that people go online.
That's right.
So we recognize that. The other was that we were a little frustrated that our stories, we knew there were these great stories. Since I've been at Cape Cod Healthcare, I am amazed at the experts that are there and the things they're doing and the patients they're treating and these stories. And there just isn't the channel to get those out. News, mainstream news is limited just by the fact of you have a lot of news to report. So we thought why not try to get some of these great stories out there and educate our community of really what the valuable entity and the valuable resources they have here.
Now, I would imagine you have to have, obviously, your physicians, your doctors, your medical professionals involved in this. So what has been their reaction? I'm sure you've been working with them ahead of time because you're putting a lot of content in the can, as we say in the business, ahead of time and ready to go at a moment's notice. So how has their reaction been to this?
Well, from our experience, they've been, once they understand it, it's taken a little while to understand quite what this is and how it's Cape Cod Healthcare, but it's a different spin. It's a different way that we're telling our story. Once they understand that, and once they really, frankly, talk to some of these writers and know that they get it, they're good writers, they understand the health news, it's been very favorable, and we're finding that more people are asking us about it and asking to be part of it. So,
well, we're pretty excited here as well with our operation here at Cape Cod Broadcasting Media and CapeCod.com that we're going to actually be a portal for the material that you folks are putting up on OneCape Health News on our station WFCC in our group, we have a morning news program that we're going to be presenting your news during our Health Minute. We have a health segment every day on that show, so we're looking forward to that. And then on our website, capecod.com, we're going to have a section for your health news as well. So we're kind of excited about that because, again, I know that the readers of our website and our listeners are craving health-related information. And, honestly, resource-wise, we don't have the expertise here to go out and, write medical-related pieces of journalism. So it's great to be able to have a resource like this that we're going to be able to tap into. So what are some of the products you think we're going to be seeing? I know you've done a lot of work, Robin, ahead of time in terms of the editorial content.
Yes,
but take us through, if you don't mind, just
Sure.
kind of topic-wise what we're looking at.
We have right now about 25 topics, health topics, that are we're writing stories that will fit under those categories: cancer care, nutrition and diet, heart and vascular, brain, spine and nerves, bones, muscles and joints, diet, nutrition, physical fitness. And some of the stories that we've come up with have been wonderful. We have a great story for heart and vascular about the advantages of, or the health benefits of meditation and stress reduction on your actual heart disease and your heart disease numbers. That kind of thing.
When you're looking for potential editorial topics, are you going to try at times to tailor it to the demographics, not only of Cape Cod and Southeastern Mass, but who your patients are at Cape Cod Healthcare, at Falmouth Hospital, Cape Cod Hospital, and your other facilities? So will you try to target and try to serve that audience as well, Michael? Are you going to try to look for topics that you think are going to fit the demographic too? Absolutely.
I mean, when you think about a cardiac and vascular institute, when you think about geriatric medicine, when you think about the opiate crisis that we have on the Cape and nationally for that matter, all this information is going to be timely and relevant, as I said earlier. I think what is so interesting, again, is it gives us the ability to tell the patient stories, right, and the physician stories, and the incredible bond that is formed between them. We'll be working to ensure that people in the community get this information that just isn't filtered by Cape Cod Healthcare. But as Robin just suggested earlier, we're really talking about wellness and how do we manage populations, meditation, yoga, Tai Chi, things of that nature, all to prevent an illness from occurring. So it's not just a traditional approach in which we want to get you into our doors and treat you and then bill for that service. This is really trying to take care of the person as a whole, and to do so and make sure that Cape Cod Healthcare is an entity that people trust more so than any other.
Do you see this, as you said, Robin, you think this is the first time in New England, for the most part, that a healthcare institution is taking this on? And you may look at it and say, wow, this seems like a really big undertaking, because clearly you folks have been recognized for your excellence, over the years at Cape Cod Healthcare. But in the scheme of things, in terms of size, sometimes hospitals, systems like yourself, are dwarfed by the huge, big city healthcare institutions. So some people may say, wow, you're taking on a pretty big project if no one else is doing it.
Well, absolutely. But again, we recognize that we have so much to tell. We have so many great stories, so many great experts here. And we feel, research shows that people are going on the Internet also to They want to learn about organizations. They don't want to learn about them through advertisements. They want to learn about them through stories. And, I think I read this recently. It was very interesting about marketing is no longer a monologue where you're telling people. It's not even a dialogue. It's a multi-log. We want to connect with the community and have the community connect back with us. And that's really what this is about.
Listeners who are hearing us right now may say, well, okay, it's going to be a Cape Cod Healthcare product, but talk to me, if you would, about the journalistic integrity of the product that people are going to be reading.
Yes, very good question. And again, we have veteran journalists who are working with us. Now, we fully acknowledge that we are going to have Cape Cod Healthcare doctors, providers, and other experts quoted in here, but as well as others in the community. We want to become a source, which is hence the name OneCape, a source for community, for credible and timely information. So, and our doctors, as we know very well, speak their mind. They are not towing the company line. They are giving their expert opinion.
If you're just joining us today on the Sunday Journal, we are talking about the launch coming up officially on Tuesday of a brand new health information website, OneCape Health, that is being run by Cape Cod Healthcare. We're speaking with the president and CEO of Cape Cod Healthcare, Michael Lauf, and their communications director, Robin Lord. Robin is also the managing editor of OneCape Health. So in the couple of moments that we have left, take us through the next couple of days, what the consumer is going to be seeing over the next couple of days and hearing as well on the radio side here with us. But what's going to happen over the next couple of days, Robin?
So on Tuesday morning, we'll be sending out the first newsletter, which will go to, we have, believe it or not, about 50,000 subscribers at this point.
That's amazing. How did you get 50,000?
Well, we have employees of Cape Cod Healthcare, a lot there, and doctors. But we also have others that we've built up over. As Mike mentioned, we've been working on this for a year. And the site will go live that morning as well. So if you're not subscribed, you can go on the site, and there's an easy way for you to sign up. Simply just putting your email. And then going forward, 24 hours a day, we'll be loading news stories in every day. And then the newsletter will go out every Tuesday.
And in terms of the content, the variety of content, it's going to be different. It's going to be varied.
Yes, stories, videos, infographics, slideshows, standalone photos with text. A variety of different ways. And we also are really looking for feedback from the community, which also there's a button on the site where you can do that. All
right. So what's important for the listeners to know here on our program on the Sunday Journal is if you're looking to check this out when it comes to healthcare information, Tuesday it goes live. It's OneCapeHealthNews.com. Mike, in just a couple moments, seconds we have left, if we were to sit down a year from now and to talk about this, what will you hope will have been accomplished over the next 12 months?
That we've given and provided a new platform for patients and members of our community to engage in their own health care. For them to make sure that they can reach out to us. And even if we can help them, for us to be able to provide information for them to help themselves. That would truly be a success. This is a brand new way of communicating, of marketing, of working with our community. It's interesting. This isn't established, so we're one of the first in the market. So we're excited because we don't quite know what's going to happen.
A little nervous, maybe?
A little nervous, but somehow the team talked me into it. But we're really excited, and Robin and Pat Kane and the whole entire team have done a great job to be able to position this. And success will be engagement with our community.
Right. Well, and we're happy to announce that as of Tuesday as well, on our health reports, you're going to hear a lot of this information, real great local information. You're going to read about it on CapeCod.com as well as your site. So we look forward to it. Congratulations and good luck on Tuesday morning. I'm sure you'll be up early checking the site out when you wake up, both of you, I'm sure.
We'll be ready for it.
Robin Lord and Michael Lauf from Cape Cod Healthcare, thanks so much for being with us today on the Sunday Journal.
Thanks again, Matt.
Thank you, Matt.
Thanks for being with us today. I'm your host, Matt Pitta.
This podcast is a presentation of Cape Cod Broadcasting, which is solely responsible for its content. Thank you for listening. For more information, please visit us at capecodbroadcasting.com.